Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Zimbabwe, from wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. We meet again. We were doing our news review for the whole week. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you, ladies and gentlemen? I hope I find you well. Makadini muri eZimbabwe kumativi mana ese enyika linjani mtwakazi omuhle ngithemba liphilile lapha elingabe likhona siyahlangana njalo ku-news review yethu lapha izabe sikhangela indaba ekade zisegudwini indaba ekade zikuma-headlines iviki yonke siku-Change Radio le-Lighthouse News. Tasangana zvakare patichatarisa nhau dzakaita mukurumbira, nhau dzanga dzichipisa pa-news review yedu. Ndina Chief Shoshe Morosai watereri nevatariri. Over to you.
Makadi muri eZimbabwe, Leader Barbara Makadi Sanibonani. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to be joined by other people who are going to be giving us their views on the news. Gogo Anata, Mother Babs, Chief Tawanda Tsokora, Manonoka. Tanonoka ere ayo hatina kundonoka. Gogo Anata Murisei tinotenda, our very big supporter. Thank you so much for joining us. Tadzoka zvakare nhasi tinenge tichitarisa nhau dzakasiyana siyana. Ndofunga tese tinobvumirana kuti vhiki rino iri kwangu chipisa. This week we can all agree that there was a lot of news that were trending. This week we are going to look at the COVID-19 deaths and statistics. We are also going to look at the inauguration of Joe Biden and Harris. We are also going to look at to talk about Nick Mangwana's utterances. I think most of you heard Nick Mangwana, what he said about the doctors. He's accusing our doctors of killing the political leaders. We're also going to look at the issue of floods. I think we all know the situation in Zimbabwe pertaining the floods. Zvina kumira mushe kumusha uku. Philip Spanda utini my bra. I hope you are okay. Hanzi Philip Melo Meza Temple been waiting for the live stream. Yes, we are back. We are back with a bang. How are you? We are going to start with the COVID death. Chief Shoshe, what can you say about COVID-19 in general?
Chekutanga, let me say nematambudziko kune vese vari kufirwa kuZimbabwe nekwese kwese kuUK, kuAmerica. Tiri kuziva kuti chirwere ichi chakatekeshera kwese, asi iko zvinezvi chakapfunya chisero muZimbabwe. Vanhu vari kungodonha, vanhu vatiri kunzwa kuti vanhu vafa. I know kuti kune vakuru vekuzanu, asi inini ivavo handidonhedze musodzi kwavari. Ndine vandodonhedzera musodzi vana veZimbabwe jekerere vakazara vari kungodonha vasina kwavanokwanisa kuenda, vasina mhosva, vasingazive kuti zvinhu zviri kubva nekupi, zviri kukonzereswa nani. Vanhu ivavo ndo vandiri kuchema navo, ndo vandiri kuti matambudziko. Handisi kuti Leader Barbara matambudziko kune vanhu vekwaSB Moyo kana vekwaJB Matiza. Aiwa, avo ngavachemane, ngavavigane. Inini ndiri kuchema vana veZimbabwe vari kufira yavasingazivi, nekuti the way I see it, those Zimbabweans that are dying, they are not supposed to be dying. Those people are not supposed to be dying. If the so-called Zimbabwean government had done its due diligence, had behaved like a caring government, we wouldn't be where we are today. People are dying today because of incompetence, because of carelessness, because of a government that doesn't care about its people. So it's a very, very unfortunate. If you think of the 60 million that was stolen by the former Minister of Health, that money could have bought, I don't know how many ventilators. It could have 20 million apiece. It could have resuscitated Paradenyatwa Hospital, Harare Hospital, and Mpilo Hospital. But up to today, nobody knows where that money is. The person is out of jail. He is not even in jail. Why is he not bringing back the money? When you catch a thief, when the police catch a thief, they recover everything that has been stolen. Why hasn't that money been stolen? The people are dying because of a government that doesn't care. Even now, as we are talking, the government doesn't have any roll-out plan for any vaccine. Other countries are busy preparing right now for vaccines. We had Tendai Biti, Honorable Tendai Biti, talking about it, that even in our budget, there is nothing. They thought COVID-19 was going to come and go, you know, because they don't listen to expert advice. They don't consult technical people. They consult each other there, and that they make decisions that are not backed by any technical evidence. And this is the reason why we are where we are today. 2 months down the line, I'm telling you, Zimbabwe will not be having any vaccine. Yet vaccines are now, you know, all over the world, and our country should be preparing for that. So once again, I want to say the people in Zimbabwe are dying because of our government. And lastly, Barbara, you know what the government did. They were all over the place telling the world that we have contained the COVID-19 pandemic in Zimbabwe. Nick Mangwana was leading on that. You would go everywhere, you would tweet, you would tell Zimbabweans that the situation was under control. He gave Zimbabweans a false sense of safety, of confidence that everything was okay. And naturally, people learn, they listen to their leaders. They listen to the people on top. Just like what happened here, where Trump was listened to by, you know, a lot of people. And look what happened. Over 500,000 people, I mean, almost 500,000 people have died in America. So we are seeing the same situation in Zimbabwe, where the government has failed to implement its own regulations on COVID-19. And it's very, very unfortunate. Ropa revana veZimbabwe vari kufa izvozvi riri mumaoko meZANU-PF.
It's so sad. Thank you so much, Chief. It's so sad. Hanzi na Martin Joseph, Hanzi as it is, Rajiri, Hanzi gross incompetence. Robson Rohanya, leader, how are you? Hanzi watching from Namibia. Thank you so much, Martin Joseph. Hanzi, they don't care about human lives. They are busy making an idol called Mbianeanda. Tafadzwa Aliyah, Natasha Mujay is taking someone there. Thank you so much. Can we also share, those that can share, can we also share so that we are seen, or maybe many people are going to join us. We need as many people as possible so that we can help each other on sharing this news. Chief Sose, I understand according to Civil Protection, Department of Civil Protection, the updates on the new cases of COVID-19, it's 484, and the deaths now they are 31,007. My recoveries 21,377. So Anzi, what can you say about these figures, considering kuti the whole of last year our figures aingoramba chingoripotwa kuti there were only two digits. Now we are now on 5 digits, from 2 digits to 5 digits. What can you say, Chief Soshe, before we move on to the next question?
These numbers are rigged. We are dealing with professional riggers. They rig everything. These are not those numbers do not reflect the true situation on the ground. If you want to get the correct numbers, just multiply that by 3. That's when that's how you can get the actual number of Zimbabweans that are dying. They are lying about those numbers. We talked to Dr. Madzore here. We have talked to professionals in Zimbabwe. We have talked to a lot of people, and they all agree. I was on VOA with one ZANU-PF person. He admitted that ZANU-PF hasn't done a good job, or the so-called government hasn't done a good job in documenting the actual number of people that are dying of COVID, that are infected, and that have been tested. And that is our downfall. You know, if you don't have the correct numbers, then everything else, the planning and whatever you want to do to keep the pandemic, it's not going to work, because you are working with wrong figures. You are starting off with wrong figures. So obviously, you end up with the wrong answer. So the government need to be transparent, first of all. They need to be transparent. They need to tell Zimbabweans the truth. They need to publish the correct result. When people see that thousands are dying, where they are saying 35,000, if people see that it's 100,000, which is the correct number from the people's calculation, when people see that, they will begin even to take precautions themselves. It becomes scary. You know, every day when we hear, you watch CNN, because CNN inongokuti ba mazi numbers acho kuti now we are on 100,000. Today 80,000 people died in America. They just give you as it is, raw information. So from that, even yourself, any individual will say, you know what, I'm not going to go out. You know, but if you are being told that the numbers are negligible, you kind of relax and you say, maybe, you know, it's not as bad as that. But so the government need to be transparent. They need to show people the correct number of people that are being infected. And the biggest problem that our government has is that they are not testing. They've got test kits. They've got everything. They are being given money by the European Union. They've been given money by the World Health Organization. When we're publishing those amounts of money, those vast amounts of money, at first, people were saying we are just criticizing the government for nothing. Now we are not talking about the money. It looks like the government is not being given any money, but they are still being given millions of dollars. People knew about those millions that came from the European Union, that came from America, that came from the United Kingdom, and that came from the World Health Organization, because we were talking about them. Now we are not talking about the money. We're just talking about the debt. It doesn't mean that the Zimbabwean government is not receiving any money. They're still receiving money. The World Health Organization has a budget that they release every month to every country that has been affected by the pandemic. Where is that money going to? Why are they not testing people? And to make matters worse, they're actually making people pay. They're making people pay $60, $70. Where do Zimbabweans get that money? Saka Maria warikupiwa neWorld Health Organization iri kuenda kupi? What about the money irikubhadharwa nevanhu $60 iyoyo? shouldn't it be buying more test kits? So we have a problem in Zimbabwe, Leader Barbara. We have a government that doesn't care about the people. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, thank you so much. This week alone, we saw a total of 11 national heroes, ministers included, and former ministers, my brigadier, my we saw we that succumbed to this COVID-19, Chief Shoshe. Right now, as we speak, I think we've got about 9 bodies that are yet to be buried at Heroes Acre. 2 of them have already been buried. What is your comment, basing on what the people are saying on social media? Tirikuona vanhu vazhinji vari kutsurwa, hanzi people must not rejoice over the dead. Hanzi tinofanira kuchema nevanochema, tofara nevanochema, hanzi tofara nevanofara, hanzi wafa wanaka. Why are you rejoicing over the death of these people? And yet these are the same people, Chief, that did nothing to make sure that our health delivery system is safe and sound. We also saw Matematanda being ferried to hospital. As we are speaking now, is critical. We also seeing Chiwengwa he's been flown to China, is serious. Pane news Zagabuda Ziti, both VPs, they are struggling for their lives. This Yuguti president, Wacho Wakamira say. So what can you say about all this? What is your comment? Whilst I welcome Leader Leo, maybe he might also want to chip in, but first of all, Chief, so what is your general comment on all this?
Right, let me just tell Zimbabweans that we don't just cry about what is going on in Zimbabwe. We also provide solutions. I want to let Zimbabweans know that the Harare City Council is doing a great job here. They have started testing in about 12 polyclinics in Zimbabwe. So they are testing people there. Heathcliff Polyclinic, Mavuku Polyclinic, Highfield Polyclinic, Mbare, Mufakose, Warren Park, Kambuzuma, Kuadzana, Rutsanana, it's in Glenora, Rijeko, Iripa Padzvara Sekwa Dizeta, Glenview, and then Budiriro. All those clinics are now testing people. You can go and get tested for COVID-19. So we want to thank the Harare City Council for seeking funding for this very much needed service. ZANU-PF are just testing themselves. They just made sure that Zimbabweans would not be able to test or to get tested by charging exorbitant fees. $60 is more than what other countries in Africa are charging. Most countries are testing for free. Zimbabwe is making them pay in US dollars, and yet no one earns any money in US dollars in Zimbabwe. That $60 is salary. So we know that people are not going to get tested. So we want to thank the Harare City Council for that. And then coming to what has happened, the death in Harare, in Zimbabwe, pertaining to ZANU-PF officials, there's nothing, Barbara, to write home about. We have had our equal amount of death and harm within the civic society, within the MDC Alliance. We buried a number of our national executive members, a number of our national council members, city councils. We have lost quite a number of leaders. So kana zvakuitika kuZANU-PF zvakuita ngezvo zvinonzi zvinoshamisira. Hapana chinomboshamisa pakufa kwana SB Moyo. Vari kufa nezvavanoziva. At least they know that they looted the country. They've been looting ever since they came into power, and unfortunately they have just been looting, and they have not been doing anything in as far as infrastructure is concerned, in as far as building hospitals and making sure that those hospitals have medication. They are responsible for doing that. Every government is responsible for the health of its own citizens. It is our constitutional right, not only constitutional right, it is a basic human right for us, for Zimbabweans, to be able to access health facilities and any medication. It's a basic human right. You know, that's the least any government should be able to do. So varikufa nezvavanoziva. Saka inini hangu, like I said in the beginning, andicheme, and I don't blame Zimbabweans that are getting excited over the death of these people, because why should Zimbabweans be bothered by the death of one person when that one person has caused the death of more than 30,000 Zimbabweans? You know, that's the, you know, it's like trip pahondo. Saka andinganzwiwe tsitsi munhu aurayiwa uko nehondo. Ndo zvatiri. Ende isusu eZimbabweans tiri kurwa tisina chatakabata. Tiri kungorwa nemashoko edu zvatiri kuita pano. Tiri kurwa nepfungwa dzedu. Tiri kurwa nezvatinazvo zvatinokwanisa kuita. Ivo vanorwa nemapurisa, vanorwa nemasoja. They arrest us whenever we talk, even when we talk. They abduct people whenever people speak up. You know, saka tiri pahondo. Saka varowa Mwari ari kupindira. Kwandiri ndiri kutoti Mwari vari kupindira, vari kubatsirawo. Maybe ZANU-PF will see that it doesn't pay to loot, to have millions of dollars in your house. Kufa uine 2 million mumba zvakaita parents shiri. Yet kuhospital kwaunofana kurapwa hakuna mushonga. They need to learn from this. And dai vanga vari vanhu vanofunga, by now they will be saying, you know what, guys, let's come together. Bring Zimbabweans to the table. Bring everyone, every stakeholder, and say, we have a disaster in the country. That's what people do. Kana paita dambudziko mumusha, vanhu vaiunganidzana pasi chigare, ngatigadzirisei, toita sei, vopanana mazano. But ZANU-PF, they think they know everything. They think that they can resolve this issue on their own. This is beyond ZANU-PF. This is beyond them. They can't deal with this issue. They need a national consensus. They need to bring everyone on the table. People sit down and discuss and get a way forward. Here, the Democrats and the Republicans, when something is wrong, they sit down and they make decisions on a bipartisan forum, without, you know, talking about ZANU-PF, without talking about the MDC, without talking about political parties. And that's where we should be. Matambudziko anofana kubatanidza vanhu. Matambudziko anofana kuti vanhu vaungane, vagare pasi, vataurirane, vogadzirisa zviri kuitika munyika. And I think maybe ZANU-PF will take heed of that and bring Zimbabweans together.
Okay, thank you so much, Chief Soshe. Before I come to Comrade Leo, let's hear what our viewers are saying so that we move together. Hanzi Natafazwa Alia. So now that you are aware that people are dying because of ZANU-PF, what's next? What do you think we should do? Hanzi Nanetai D, the PCR tests have been sequenced and they are not accurate. Gogoanata is saying, anti-Babs, I'm not sure you'll get an audience today. Zimbabweans are searching left, right, and center for positive results. We are here, but we are searching. Hanzi Nanetai, because CNN is fear-mongering. Martin Joseph, can I ask about the money that Mtuli confessed to have received from donors? How was it used? How was it used? Anzina Lydia Mudila, the truth must be told unfiltered. My brother there, Philip Swanda, is giving us the statistics saying 30,000 and 7 plus 487 recovered, 21,377 plus 297 deaths, 494 and 974. Zimbabwe must not do this. Our brother there, Philip Spanda, is telling us Nazi D, the biggest problem Zimbabwe has is copying and pasting policies. Ruth William is saying ZANU-PF must go away. And the Nazi D, please read the update studies. Even FDA has concluded the PCR is not accurate. Nancy D, we are going to ask you to come to this show one day. You seem to be having a lot of information there. If you are prepared, please hit my inbox. Anzina Martin Joseph, why is ZANU-PF blaming the doctors and nursing for the death? We are coming to that one, Martin Joseph. Anzina Proti Katsande, yeah, tell it as it is. And we need to focus on achieving herd immunity and using preventive measures. That's not there. Thank you so much. Robson Samakande, Anzi, Anzi Mutodi akati hanzi akati pakatsakatika itaidza mara hatikanganwi. Hanzi the guidance published by WHO or PHE has changed dramatically and frequently. If you are copying and pasting, are you catching up? Asazi Nancy D, like I said, you must come and tell us what is your view, what is your opinion. Hanzi Chinese vaccine gone wrong. Wanga wakutopanana vaccine pachizanu. I'm not sure, Chief. I heard this kutanzi vanhu vakabaya namavaccine tisingazvizivi. I don't know how true that is. Maybe you are going to touch that when you're going to respond. Hanzi Taban Spanda, the health system has long collapsed. Why blame doctors and BT? Albert Mbov says, Hanzi Teachman, Kanyoka, ZANU-PF must go. That's all. Let them die. This one, it confirms, Chief, Kuti, people on social media, they were not worried about the deaths. They were actually happy, and some people were saying, and then people were saying kuti asi zvine hunhu here kuurayiwa kwevanhu vakawanda. Bhuku rahundi payakaitwa zvine hunhu here. August 1 vanhu vakaurayiwa, muna January 2019 vanhu vakaurayiwa. Saka are we saying kuti izvozvo zvine hunhu because hatina kumbonzwa Mnangagwa achinobata maoko kumhuri idzodzedzi dzakaurayiwa because ndiye akanga auraya. I will now go to Leader Leo. Leader Leo, what have you got to say, or you want to come up with a new topic? Over to you, Leader Leo. Leader Leo, you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Well, it's my Nico.
Let me play one audio from one of the audience, our audience who commented on COVID-19, how it has affected the ZANU-PF, the ZANU-PF elites and actually the presidium. So let me play the audio. Can you hear me? Can you hear the audio?
Yes, we the audio not yet.
Can you hear this?
Not yet. Can you send it to me so that I can play it from here, Comrade Leo? Send it on the other line.
Okay, let me translate the audio. Okay.
Whilst you are sending that audio, Chief Sosha, I think you heard from my comments people saying, and why is Nick Mangwana blaming my doctors in Nabiti? What have you got to say? My doctors, my doctors. What is your comment, Chief Sosha, on that story by Nick Mangwana?
It's a paranoid government. You know, when Hitler was doing what he was doing, he justified his brutality by blaming everyone. He blamed Yugoslavia, he blamed America, he blamed the UK, he blamed all his neighbors, you know, to justify what he wanted to do. That's exactly what ZANU-PF is doing right now. They are fighting with nurses, they are fighting with doctors, they are fighting with churches. You heard even the so-called president himself, you know, telling the churches to go to hell. He's fighting with teachers. He's fighting with the ordinary Zimbabwean people. And now they are fighting with the diaspora by introducing this demonic law, the Patriot Act. You know, they are fighting with South Africa. They are fighting with Botswana. They are fighting with America. They accuse America of all sorts of ills. They fight with the United Kingdom. It's a government that is fighting everyone. They see everyone as an enemy, even their shadows. Vanotiza chero mashadows avo, you know, vanotiza chero mutsindo wavo chaiwo chaiwo, because that's what you do when you are guilty. That's what they do when that's what people who are guilty do. They have this guilty conscience. It's everywhere. So now they're trying to shift the blame of the death of their colleagues, which was caused by their inefficiencies and deficiencies of ideas. The death that was caused by ZANU-PF failing to plan to curb the COVID-19. They are now shifting it. They are now blaming the doctors and nurses. They have to blame someone. If it is the economy, they have their perennial organization or person that they blame, the MDC Alliance and President Nelson Chamisa. They have to blame someone for something, you know. So now they are attacking the doctors. They are going after the doctors. We saw what they did with Dr. Magombei. Emerson Mnangagwa said it himself on one of the videos. Paiti vacho vari kurapa vanhu vanenge vaenda kuma streets vachidemonstrata tichavateverera. And immediately after that, we saw Dr. Magombei being abducted. And ever since that time, the government has been fighting the doctors, sometimes forcing them to apologize, you know, putting, you know, a gun on their heads so that they apologize for no reason, for nothing. So, government yapererwa. Government isisina kana chekuita, isazive kuti inoita sei kuti nyika ienderere mberi. Saka vanenge vakungotsvaga wokunongedzera, vari kungonongedzera madokta izvozvi. Chiri kudya vamwe vavo vari kuzviziva. Like you are saying, I don't know, those are unconfirmed reports. We heard that they got a vaccine from China, which was also confirmed by Opam Chinguri during that famous interview with Simba Chikanza. You know, she said that they got something from China. Chikanza hazvisikushanda zvinhu zvakauya naVP. Vakataura vega. Saka kana paine zvavakadya, zvavari kunwa, ndo zvavamukira. But besides that, people are dying. Those leaders are dying because ZANU-PF have failed to plan like other countries for COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Chief Soshe. That's correct. What you're saying, that's exactly what transpired. Maybe let me play this video, this audio. I hope it's gonna, the sound will be okay. Is it clear?
Anosungwa munyika medu hamuna democracy. Asi zvechiyandiri kufarira ndechekuti maakuurayana mega neuri. Tiri kundozwa zviri kutenderera social media kuti kwakauya jekiseni rekuti mubaire vanhu. Zvino Mwari haadhakwi. Bayanai mufe. Tichaitonga nyika iyo Chamisa achapinda. Muchida musingade. Tichapinda. Tiri kutambudzika tiri kwese pasi rino rese. Hapana pasina muZimbabwe. Chinondichamisa ndechekuti president waitaura nyaya yekutaura kuti tichawaka mamochari anotonhorera. Unoda kuwaka mochari inotonhorera kuti tife. Dyai muriwo, dyai mapotatoes. Mapotatoes acho ari kutodhura. Chiri kunetsa ndechekuti makatinhira majournalist ese, makamatinhira mune vanhu vane COVID. Muchitsunga vose vana Ngaruvume, vana Ching'ono, wana biti wamuri kusunga vice president wedu nekuti hamudi kutaurirwa chokwadi. Muri vanhu vakaita sei imimi vanhu veza? Zvimwe zvinoona ivo hatidi vanhu vanoita zvinhu zvokudheerera. Nekuti zvamunoita ndezvokuti nyika munenge muchingoti takabva kuhondo. Zvino hondo yacho muchaigona here COVID? Vanhu vese vagara mumba, murombo nemupfumi, imi mochienda kobayana. Dai kuri kunzi tiri kundofa tese zvainge nani. Zvino muri kundobayana pachezvenyu. Iye zvino muchapa mhosva ani kuti ndiani ane mhosva. Maiti mazuva ese ndichamisa. Isusu pana chamisa hatibvi. Ribve kumadokero richienda kumabvazuva pana chamisa hatibvi. Ini ndiri kutorwadziwa nekuti kwandinogara kuno kuSouth Africa ndine chishuwa chekuti takasiya mhuri dzedu. MPs edu ese makadzinga basa. Makanzelazi makadzinga basa. Muchizviti mimi munogona. Chigonai tione na COVID yauya uyu, chiurumbo chauya. Munangagwa ndiye munanyanya kuti kuwadza. Munangagwa hauna chaunoziva. Ndiye wetamirira kuti uchipinde mumochari yako inotonhorera yawaida kupira vanhu mubayiro. Ndapedza ndofunga shungu dzangu dzapera, ndingatopera kutoperazve.
There you are, viewers and listeners. Mazvinzwira. I don't want to add or subtract. People are actually angry. Can someone pana noise iri kubuda pa background? Okay, thank you. I was saying, Kuti, I don't want to add or subtract to what my mother is just said about this government. You know, this is exactly what she feels. Hanzi ngawafe, hanzi hatina basa nawo. So ndachida kuti tingotarisa kuti zviri kutaurwa nevanhu izvi kuti hanzi kufarira kufa kwevanhu hazvina unhu, but nangitarisa even chief muBhayibheri, there are actually verses that talk about hanzi when the wicked perish, hanzi the righteous they rejoice. Hatisi takanyora Bhayibheri. So is it a crime kana uchifarira kuti munhu anga achikushungurudza afa? Iwewe kana usingadi kuti vanhu vafare uri kushungurudzirei chiwanhu? So people are not happy. Hanzi pane mumwe ataura nezvekuti hanzi these people were rejoicing. Hanzi they were so confident with their Chinese vaccine. Ndosaka wakafarisa kuita party without mask. So they're not considering all that chief put they had a party kwata gwirei, and all of them that attended that party, either some of them have died, some are critically ill, some have actually recovered. Why eat a party wachifara wana veZimbabwe waine nzara? Now they are blaming the doctors to say kuti hanzi madoctors ndo ari kuuraya ma-political leaders. Wakuuya nezvima conspiracy theories zvavo zvisina kana nebasa rese. Why? Because they now want pana doctor akatotagetiwa. Mark my words, chief, mangwana chairo tichimuka mangwana, we are going to see anonzi tichaona mamwe nyaya dzinenge dzichauya. Madoctors kana kuti pane doctor wana akatotagetiwa, maybe doctor yeye anenge achitonzi ndiwe opposition, arida kuuraya vanhu vese nonzi chi-ruling party, which I think is very unfair to say kuti madoctors they want to kill. Even Biti to say tweet yake hanzi he was rejoicing, but Biti was just telling them kuti they must, now is the time to do what is right. They must revamp the health sector because it's totally dead. The doctors have got no PPEs. Chief, let's say my doctors actually are COVID. Is it their fault because they are not even tested? How do you take care of people on COVID? You also status yako, Chief.
Yeah, you know, the Bible. We were talking about the Bible. Somewhere in the Bible it says, the Lord says, "The vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord. Mwari vanotsivira vanhu vavo. Ukauraya, Mwari achakutsivira. Isusu hatisiri tinouraya, hatisiri tiri kuuraya ana parents chiri, hatisiri tiri kuuraya ana SB Moyo. Mwari vanotsiva vega zviri kuitwa nevanhu vezanu. And you must be very cruel. You must be very, very bad for the people to wish you dead. You know, if you hear from the audio that you just played, you can see that this is not just mere anger or mere vengeance. Munhu akatobatwa, akatozarirwa nehasha, neshungu, kuti zviri kuitika munyika hazvisiri izvo. You know, so people end up doing what they are doing, saying what they are saying, and even celebrating the death of those who are cruel because of the manner and the way that these people go about it, you know. So I don't blame them. We were talking about it yesterday, that the excitement index of Zimbabweans with regards to the death of these ZANU-PF officials is very high. Everyone wants them gone. Everyone wants them dead. You know, I was hearing someone, I thought, Mai Mnangagwa chaya akusulia arikutonamatira kuti Mnangagwa arohwe neCovid iyoyi. You know, and it's not new. There was a time paakataura kuti urayai iye iyuyu. The audio was there, everyone heard it. Achitaura kuti urayai iye iyuyu ndine mwana. So even his wife wants him gone. She's tired. You know, she's seeing all these things that are happening. Nobody wants that.
Yes. Chief Soshepane, there's this viewer who is saying, in the she's saying, and the very possible vaccine given to an immune system that is wrecked will create a tsunami. The body cannot handle it. 33 died post-vaccination. BBC has aired this as well. Deaths in the UK have been noted post-vaccination. It could be kuti vanhu vakapanana vaccination, vakapanana vaccine, and the reason why these people are dying is because vazhinji vachona they are old, and vazhinji vacho vagara vanotozvirwarira vagula vantu lava. So it could be true kuti they gave themselves this vaccine thinking kuti they are doing themselves a favor, forgetting kuti they are vulnerable because most of them are ill and most of them they are very old. Anzi, this other caller is saying, Kuti, Anzi, thank you for providing us an opportunity to air our view on what transpired this week. Mine is not an audio, but is a written suggestion. The government should work tirelessly to make COVID vaccines available. It should take this matter as one that warrants its immediate attention before the COVID explosion gets out of control. There shouldn't be questions and debates about the validity and reliability of the vaccines as if we have alternatives. The vaccines have been tried and tested, period. Countries such as Israel and the UAE have vaccinated more than a third of their populations, whereas here in Africa, we are preoccupied with the debates on the validity of the vaccines. Vaccines and there's too much reasoning in Zimbabwe. Maybe takatarisana nenyaya yema-rights, Chief Shoshe. We saw the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as Deputy President of America on the 20th of January. What have you got to say about the processes in America? The inauguration, what Trump did, because most people were saying kuti Trump ambovhumi kuenda, but we saw him, Trump achitopa speech yekubhabhaisa vanhu kuAmerica achitobuda achienda. What can you say about the American processes? Thank you.
Yeah, very briefly, because I'm about to get in another meeting. You know, Barbara, in America, there are strong institutions that are safeguard democracy, rule of law, and constitutionalism. People here, including the soldiers and the security forces, they do not answer to a person. Even the commander here of the army, he went, he made a very rare interview because they don't normally interfere. But he just assured the Americans that he doesn't answer to an individual. He answers to the most important piece of paper or piece of, document in America, which is the Constitution. And that's why you saw that, even when Trump wanted the soldiers to uprise, in support of him, they did not do that. Even when he wanted his own people, including his vice president and some of the Republican senators and the House representatives, he wanted them to be, to support, his conspiracy theories about vote rigging. And they said, we stick to the Constitution. You, Mr. Trump, you're given your day, your months in court. You went to 65 courts and you lost in all of them. You asked for the election results to be opened in some states like Wisconsin, and they were opened, they were recounted. You still lost. The same thing happened in Georgia, and you still lost. The democracy is there, not only to the people of America, but even to him, Trump, who was complaining. He was given his time. He was given opportunities to make his case. And this is very unlike in our countries, where if you complain that there's been vote rigging, you are told that primary evidence, residual evidence cannot be opened. So we're seeing here America showing the world once again that they are the epitome of democracy. They are showing that they are the biggest democracy in the world, and they've lived up to it. Yes, they fell, for a while, but they took themselves up, dusted themselves up, and they were up and going, up and running within days. And the reason they were able to do that is because they have strong institutions. They don't have ZEC that supports the government. They don't have the army that supports ZANU-PF. They don't have the police that answer to ZANU-PF, as opposed to answering to the people of Zimbabwe and answering to the Constitution of Zimbabwe. We heard the Republicans saying they respect what the Americans did. They respect the Americans that voted, and they're not going to go against the people's will. And that's what we should be having in Zimbabwe. I pray for that day, and I hope Nick Mangwana and Emerson Mnangagwa and ZBC that rushed to go online blasting the Americans, saying that the Americans have no right to be lecturing democracy to other countries. I'm sure vari kunyara izvozvo. Vanofanira kunge vachitonyara because vakanyadziswa. America just regrouped, and dealt with the problem. Democracy is fragile. Democracy akafanana nemusikana kana mukomana Barbara. Unotoita kubhabhadzira uchinyengetedza uchiita sei kuita kuti zvinhu zvirambe zvichiita sei zvichifamba. That's democracy. You built it. Unoinyengetedza uchibhabhadzira uchiita kuti irambe yakamira. Also, that's what we need, So it is because it is fragile, it fell, but they regrouped. And look where America is right now. Mr. Biden was inaugurated, and he's now the 46th president of America. And alongside that, they made history by making the first woman, not only the first woman, but the first black woman to become vice president. America is up and running.
Thank you so much, Chief Shoshe, for giving us. You are there in America, and I know you are very happy that you've got a new president. I know you never liked Trump, and you always say, Trump. I hope those people are not mad at you. You guys, we wish you well. Congratulations. We hope this democracy that is in America will also prevail in Zimbabwe one day. I like the fact that Americans, they uphold the Constitution. No one is above the Constitution, not even the president. they all follow the constitution. Even chero masoja acho, mapurisa acho, na the first thing that they fear is the constitution, not the one that they are serving. They serve the government, so the government is the constitution. The constitution is the people, because those constitutions are for the people, by the people. But in Zimbabwe, we see kuti nothing of that sort is being respected. The constitution is not respected. It's being butchered, doctored every now and then. Vanhu vanongombunyikidzwa, abantu vaponguvanjwa iganyavhu. Hanzi naAlice kuti hanzi avadle amalemon nejinja. Hanzi ngavadye malemon nejinja vanofora, vari kurwara ngavadye malemon nejinja, since izibhedlela kula luto. Ihulumende lo uyakhalakhala ukuthi amadokotela yiwo ababulalayo, kodwa bona bayazibulala phela ngoba babengalungisi izibhedlela becabanga ukuthi khona bakhawulisa thina ipovo, kodwa bona yibo sebekhawula, yibo sebethwala nzima. Ezibhedlela kula akusela lutho. Umate Matanda ngimbonile bemthwala mina chief ngeambulance. Uyazi umuntu omdala yenze ngathi ngumntwana, yangazi ukuthi ngubani ade embuze Shumba muri kundiona here. I didn't even know that he was a Shumba. You know, it's so sad. It's so sad kuti varume vakuru vanoregedza zvinhu zvichidonha munyika vachifunga kuti vari kukaurisa vanhu, not knowing kuti one day Mwari uyu hanzi Mwari hadhakwi, Mwari haamwi doro. Chief, I think we are done for today. Our news review. Thank you so much, viewers and listeners, for being with us. You were really moving with us. Oh, those that I didn't read their comments, very sorry, because the comments, my comments are akawandisa today paine activity. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Comrade Leo, for being part of us. Thank you so much for being part of Lighthouse and Change Radio. Anything here? What have you got to say, Chief? Your concluding remarks.
No, handisina chekutaura, wanongotaura kune madhara iwaya kuti this is the result of what they've been doing all these years, and I hope they will take it as a wake-up call for them to start doing the right thing. You know, I want to fight ZANU-PF that is doing right by the people, you know, because any country, any democratic country will always have an opposition. You know, so we let them steal, but they should be able to provide the basic human rights to Zimbabweans. That's what we are fighting for. That's what we want the government to do. You know, and when it comes to elections, yes, we go into the elections and participate just like in any democratic space. But for them to steal money, to loot the country's resources, to loot the gold, to loot the diamonds, in the manner that they do, and then they don't do anything to help the people when the time comes. Because I can tell you, Emmerson Mnangagwa is listed as one of the richest people in Zimbabwe. He's worth hundreds of millions. If you could just take 100 million of the money that he has stolen, that's what happens in all over the world. But America and UK, but they give that money back. They find a way of helping the people. They don't care about the people. So that's why we end up fighting them the way we fight them. And we'll continue to fight them until we remove them, because they've shown that they can never learn. They will continue to do what they are doing. They will continue to loot. They will continue to incarcerate our comrades. They will continue to do arbitrary arrests. They will continue to abduct citizens if we don't stop them. So we just need to stop them so that Zimbabwe, you know, Zimbabweans begin to enjoy the basic human rights like all the other people in the other world, like our neighbors in South Africa, Botswana, Mozambique. Mozambique, what I saw at Chitima Mosque, Mamanawens, that I saw at Chitima Branda, they are all way better than us. Zimbabwe is now the worst country that anyone wants to be. And it's because of these men. So I don't blame the people who are rejoicing when they are dying. Let them die if they have to. Because Sasiani kusiri kufa ndekupi kwatiri isusu the ordinary people. Gavazi.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chief. Yes, it's true. People have been dying, not only because of COVID. People have been dying because of hunger. People have been dying because of being butchered by the police and the soldiers. People have been dying. So, kufa kwe vanhu vezanu akushamisiri. There we are, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners. Thank you so much. Please be safe, stay at home. Remember to wash your hands. Remember to wear your mask. Remember to observe social distancing. Please. You don't have to go out if you don't have any business to do. Garai mumba. COVID inouraya. Hlalani ezindlini. COVID yabulala. Please stay at home. COVID kills. Tina abayanga yithi esifayo kakhulu. Nxa libona kusifa laba balemali, what more Tina? We don't have money to test, we don't have money to pay our hospital bills, so we rather stay at home and protect ourselves. Let's be each other's keeper. Let's check on our friends, let's check on our relatives. Abanye bahlala bodwa ingxeko napha sikhuluma kulomunye sewile esingakwaziyo ukuthi sewile. Please be safe. Thank you so much.